Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. You guys, today I am so excited for this video because I have a steaming cup of black coffee and I have a chocolate tres leches cake, which I'm sure you saw in the thumbnail. I wanted to let you guys know that I'll be doing April birthday shout outs, and then I have a story time for you today. And I'm going to be talking about the time that I was so poor and my family didn't have any money, and the only time that I got to eat was when I went to school. So I'll tell you about why that happened, how that happened, and what my life was like before that. So yeah, let's just get into it. Before I take the lid off this, I just want to show you what a steal this cake was. $6.50. Can you believe that? Normally I spend $20, $22 on a cake. What a steal. I love getting a good deal. Okay, so here's our cake. This is a chocolate tres leches cake, like I said. And there are these called lady fingers? My son called them lady fingers, but they're like the Milano cookies. There's white chocolate shavings, cherries. I can't wait to dig into this. So what am I waiting for? Okay. This cake is a very moist cake. It's very wet and flimsy, as you can tell. So I'm going to be eating it with a fork. I'm not going to be eating with my hands today. So for those of you who love cake eating videos but wish I wouldn't eat it with my hands, this is the video for you. This is your one chance. It's one of my favorites. If you don't know what a tres leches cake is, it's 3 milks cake. So I think it's like sweetened condensed milk, maybe some heavy cream, and then some regular milk. Is that right? Or maybe it's evaporated milk. I don't know. But you just make a sheet cake, you poke holes in it, you let the milk sit in there for like a day, and then you frost it and put whatever toppings you want. So anyway, this is the first bite. I've never had a chocolate tres leches cake, so chocolate milk cake, like why not? Oh my. I knew this would be good. Oh, this is whipped icing. So really not icing, it's chocolate whipped cream. So it's just really light. It's not overly sweet. I love a cold, moist cake. So good. Okay, so now I am going to shout out my subscribers. I love you guys. You guys are so amazing. The first one I have is Elise. She is my brother's girlfriend. Hey girl. Her birthday is April 13th. Happy birthday to you. Doris Alvarado. She's been on my channel for a while. I've seen you around. Your son Jesse is turning 11 years old April the 1st. Or he turned 11 on April 1st. So happy birthday, Jesse. Snow Eclipse, April 3rd. So your birthday is today. Happy birthday to you. Queen Aries, April 9th. Happy birthday. Kim J. Kim, I see you, I think on my Instagram, don't I? Kim's birthday is April 18th. Melly Cirque, is it Cirque? April 15th. Happy birthday. Brisa Yurdialis, April 9th. Happy birthday. Sloan Grace, April 15th. Happy birthday to you. Nafara Husna's boyfriend has a birthday, or had a birthday, April the 2nd. Happy birthday to you. I hope I pronounced everybody's name right. I hate when people say my name wrong. You know, so many people will say Kina, and I'm like, does that even sound like a name? So hopefully I said everyone's name right. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. It's time to celebrate. I want to try one of these. Let's try one of these cookies. They're so soft. Really good. Okay, let's get into our story time. This is so good with coffee, you guys. Wow. So I have had different points in my life where my family has had money, and then points in my life where we've had absolutely no money. So I've definitely learned to appreciate the value of a dollar and not to be wasteful and things like that. So I'll give you guys a short background, and then I'll let you know what happened that got us to the point where like I didn't know where my next meal was going to come from. So I would consider my family growing up as very unstable. My parents moved 18 times in 17 years. So that kind of tells you right there that there wasn't a lot of stability going on. My dad would have a really good job, and then he would quit and then get like a low paying job, and then he'd get like a really good job. So it was a lot of like back and forth like that. So at one point in my life, we lived in Colorado Springs. We had a big, beautiful home and huge yard. My dad drove a Cadillac. Like, we lived a comfortable middle-class life. And then he got transferred to Mexico City. So we were all moving out of the country. So we packed up, we went to Mexico. When we got there, we weren't able to get our stuff out of customs. They kept everything, and they told us that we would have to pay them $2,000 to get our stuff out. So my dad was like, I'm not paying that, you can keep it. So we lost everything, our dishes, our furniture, all of our clothes, mine and my sister's stuffed animals, our family pictures, everything that you would have in your house. All we had was the backpack on our back and the clothes we were wearing. That was it. So like, we had nothing. But when we got there, we lived like a very lavish lifestyle. You know, it's Mexico. So when you're American, it's kind of easy to do if you have a good paying job. So we had like this beautiful big home that was gated, that like a guard stayed at the gate. We had a chef, we had a housekeeper, we had a chauffeur, we had it all. And then after a while, we came back to the United States, and I don't really know the details of what happened because, like I said, I was a kid. But my dad ended up either quitting again or losing that job, and got a job working at Target for like $7 an hour. And then my parents ended up splitting up. My mom took my sister and I. We were living on welfare in California. And this is where I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. I remember being so hungry all the time. I would wake up hungry, go to school, eat lunch, feel good, come home, and I was hungry. You know, like kids are always hungry after school. And there were so many days where we literally had like nothing to eat. And I would find change, and I would walk to the closest Walgreens, and I would buy a Snickers bar. And inside that wrapper, I would win another Snickers bar. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have something to eat the next day. So the next day would come, go to school, eat lunch, come home hungry. And I would take that wrapper to Walgreens, use it to get another Snickers. And then I opened up that Snickers and I got another Snickers bar. And this went on for like 4 or 5 days. It was insane. But I remember I was in middle school at this time. And I remember like praying that I would get another Snickers bar with another like winning wrapper. It was so sad. We would go to my grandmother's house to like wash our laundry and like eat dinner. So it was rough. It was really rough. And just from a young age, my sister and I really learned not to put our heart into our possessions and not get attached to possessions because they can be gone at any moment. So we never got too attached to things, which is good. We were never really materialistic. You just learn a lot when you go through experiences like that, you know? After that, my parents got back together and they moved back to Colorado. We moved back into our home, and my dad went back to that good paying job. It was just crazy. Everything was very unpredictable. And I think it has a lot to do with why today I'm just a very much go with the flow kind of person. I don't really have a strong need to plan. I'm willing to move when my husband needs to be relocated with his job. Like, it doesn't put any stress or pressure on me. I'm just like a gypsy. Like, I'm just ready to go, ready for the next thing. It kind of excites me, and I never get bored. And I feel like I was raised that way because, I don't know, maybe God was preparing me for my life with my husband, since we do relocate pretty often. And it's just very comfortable for me. But yeah, I've had a lot. I've had nothing, but I've had a really interesting life. Living in Mexico City, I remember seeing just kids on the streets with bare feet, selling candy and beverages and just whatever they could. You know, you stop at a stoplight and they just bombard you, trying to, like, they're banging on your window, like, Mr., Mrs., like, they just want you to buy. It was so heartbreaking because they weren't just like begging for money, they were wanting to sell you stuff. I just feel like they work really hard out there. And I would see a lot of elderly women, I mean 70, 80 years old, like wrinkled old women with like sticks and stuff tied to their back, just like walking to their home, I guess. I just have a lot of these memories that pop out. I just felt very sorry for a lot of people there. My dad would have parties at our house for the local kids and for kids from church, and he'd have them all over to like swim in our pool, and he'd like serve them food and send them home with like big bags of pastries and just kind of like randomly do things like that. But when you see people who live like that, you're just so grateful and appreciative for everything in your life. And that's what made me who I am today. You know? Look how much I ate. Oh my gosh. It's just not that sweet though, you guys. It's not like, oh my God, I'd be so sick. This has been so super good. I'm gonna get cleaned up and I will be right back for final thoughts. So yeah, I thought I would just share that story with you guys and just kind of let you know my background and kind of how I grew up. I've had a lot of really crazy things happen in my life, as we all have. It's just been very up and very down and very inconsistent and back and forth. So I think that's why I'm a even keel type of person, just very like mellow. I really don't try to react to all the chaos in my life because I think I'm just used to a lot of chaos. I just kind of sit back like, okay, assess it, this is what we do kind of things from a young age. I get stressed out, I like to pull away, be by myself, think things through, and then like I'll come back to family and friends and like move on with life. But I'm very much, I think, an analytical thinker. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing a little bit about me. I have some good news, some exciting news. So my husband Chris is going to be joining us possibly in the next mukbang. I don't really know what we're gonna eat. His favorite food is chicken, so I think we might do wings or something in that department, something like that. I think you guys are gonna love Chris. He's kind of shy and he's just like nervous a little bit, but once he warms up to it, he'll be great. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to eating with him, with you guys. Today was so perfect. Ooh, I bet these cookies would be so good in coffee. So good. I hope you guys enjoy your April birthdays. There were a lot of you today. Have a great time celebrating and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. We do this all the time, guys. Cake eating happens every week. We have a good time here. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.